Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot. The comic spot. Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot.
Facebook. Hi. Look who's here. It's me, Linda Marcus Smith with Sandy Bernstein. Gonna do her intro. That's her waving at you over in that box over there. Oh my gosh. You know that comic spot is for me, the Army veteran, to vet out veterans of comedy. And Sandy Bernstein might not think that she is a veteran of comedy yet, but we're going to call her that because she's been out there doing it. And there are different levels, we get it, but she's been doing it, and she's doing it in a real serious area. She's doing it in DC, you know. There's politicians there. How are you going to do comedy in that city? I don't even want to go near politics. Anyway, let me introduce her because this isn't my hour. This is her interview. So here is her official stage introduction that she sent me. The official stage intro is coming to us from Baltimore, Maryland. Our next comic has performed at clubs and festivals around the country and has appeared on Amazon videos, comics, watching comics. I love that show. This isn't about me, I get it. Everybody give it up for your favorite cool aunt, Sandy Bernstein. Welcome, Sandy. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh. Let's chop it up. How are you doing in DC through the apocalypse?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. You know, I'm just trying to make the most of my time. I've been doing a lot of writing and you know, working out at home. And because I haven't been going to restaurants or eating crummy bar food, I've lost some weight, so that's good.
Wow.
So that's all good. I'm writing now more than I ever have, so I'm hopefully adapting or adopting a daily writing habit, which I probably should have had all along. And I'm fortunate enough to still be employed with my day job. And
What's your day job?
I am a writer and an editor in a marketing department of a public state university, of a University of Maryland University College. So I'm in the marketing department, and so I do a lot of writing and editing.
Wonderful. I went to the University of Maryland
Mm-hmm.
in 73 in Germany, the overseas division.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, we still have them. We're in Europe and Asia and all over. But yeah, that's our European division.
Yeah, I was in the Army taking classes. Best grades I ever got.
Oh, that's great. No, our whole reason for coming into existence was to educate the military. So they still make up a large percentage of our student body, like, almost half. Yeah.
That's so awesome. I should hit them up to be a sponsor.
Hey, you never know.
Give it a shot.
Right. Worst I could say is no, but
yeah. So tell me about the writing that you're starting to do on a daily basis because of the apocalypse. Comedy material for your sets?
Yeah. I am doing there's a group that does like 10 minutes a day of writing called the Write 10 Club. So you sit down and for 10 minutes you commit to write. There's a randomly generated joke of the day. And so we all sit there and we write jokes and then we post them and, we get some brief feedback. And the group has grown since I started doing it in early April. It's gone from being like, maybe 18 people on a feed up to like 60. So but that really got me into it. And I'm also taking an online comedy writing class that's been helpful. So all of this.
How is that one helping you differently?
Well, it's given me like a lot of tools and tricks and whatnot. Am I allowed to mention the name of the course?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, it's Joel Byers, Writing with Confidence. And like the first chapter, different ways to generate content, like, Venn diagrams and the cloud, I forget what you call it, and different techniques, free writing. And then it goes into different comedy structures, if then, or looking at things three-dimensionally. And now I'm in the part about editing, and it's been very helpful out of all the different things that I've read and done. So far, this has been by far the best, and I haven't even finished it yet.
Oh, wow. Is that expensive or very cost or free? Some things
Um,
are free.
it does cost something. I mean, the daily writing thing, that's free and open to anybody. But actually, he was sort of beta testing it, and I was in the right place at the right time, and I was able to get a scholarship. So I know he offers like payments and stuff like that. But you would find it on joelbyers.com, I believe. And
You know, the two classes, would you send me the information, type it in the message so I can add it to your post?
oh, sure. Yeah.
Anything that you've been doing that's been helping you, I'd like other people to know about that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I could do it right after the interview, or I could do it during, but I'm not very good at multitasking.
Yeah, let's do it after. I want to
Okay.
know where you were born and raised and when did you become funny? How some people go through their whole adulthood and don't become funny or care to be. And others, they start by being a class clown or wanting to keep bullies away from them. When did you start being funny?
Let's see. Well, I was born and raised in Baltimore, and my parents both had a really good sense of humor. But growing up, I was very shy, and I was not necessarily like, I didn't consider myself a funny person. My brother, who's 5 years older, is very outgoing, and he was the clown. He was the one who was funny, and I just, was very kind of quiet. And so I mean, I guess as I got older, I developed a certain amount of wit and, a sense of humor from my parents. But I never, in a million years, if you would have asked me this time 6 or 7 years ago if I'd be doing comedy, I'd say you were insane. Never even occurred to me.
What made you take the plunge and get up on stage?
Interesting story. As a writer for the university, my group handles a lot of internal clients, and one of our internal clients is human resources. So they decided 6 years ago this August, they decided on doing a talent show. And being the head writer, I was there with my boss, the artistic director, and we were brainstorming ideas for how to publicize this brand new talent show. So me and my wisecracks, I said, I have the perfect headline. Who wants to commit career Harry Carey? And the organizer of the talent show said, oh, we love it. We're signing you up to do stand-up. And I'm like, no, 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 no. And my boss chimes in. She's like, well, you need a stretch project for your performance review. And I'm like, okay, fine. But when I go down in flames, you're the one who's going to have to write the performance improvement plan. So, I wrote something up, rehearsed it tirelessly for like a month or 6 weeks or something. And for me, it was just going to be a one and done. I figured since it was my colleagues, they couldn't boo me off the stage. And because I had to run my material past human resources, I couldn't get myself fired. So as soon as I stepped on that stage and people started laughing, I was hooked. I was wondering where I could get on stage next before I even got off that stage. So that's how it started. It was very unexpected.
And it went really well?
Yes, I don't even know if I've ever had a set that good since. No, I'm sure I have, but it was like the legendary pink cloud, so to speak.
Was it difficult for you to get up there? Were you super breaking out in a sweat and hives or?
Oh yeah, I was incredibly nervous. But I mean, once I commit to doing something, I do it. So there was no turning back. So I was a nervous wreck, but I did it anyway. And as soon as I got up there and people were laughing, my butterflies were gone.
Doesn't it feel good to get those laughs?
Oh yeah, there's nothing like it. Now I understand what drug addicts go through.
One time I got so many laughs. I didn't get funny until like year five and a half, like 6 months ago. And I got so many laughs. I literally said, I did not know I was this funny.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to pinch yourself. And yeah, I mean, sometimes, there are shows where it's like people are laughing so much and you don't want to step on your laughs. And you don't even get through half your material.
No, this sign wants to come down. It's very hot in Vegas. And so I need to get a nail at Walgreens.
Ah,
This tape isn't working. It attracts cockroaches is all it does.
Oh, okay. It's like flypaper for cockroaches, huh?
Yeah, there we go. So you did comedy. How long ago did you start, and how's it been going for you?
Well, I started this August, I think 14th or 15th, it'll be 6 years. But excuse me, after that first show, um, the situation that I was in that summer that also made me do it was my mom was had Alzheimer's, so she was basically dying of Alzheimer's, and my boyfriend, now husband, was going through chemo and radiation for colon cancer. Now
Jeez.
he is cured. I mean, he's been cancer free for more than 5 years, thank goodness. But my mother passed away in November, and even though she was in a nursing home in Baltimore, and I lived between Baltimore and DC, I would see her every weekend. And so my intention was to pursue comedy, but I sort of, put it on the back burner for a few months, just so I could spend some time with my mother. And then I took a class at the DC Improv called 5 Minutes to Funny to sort of get me started. And that was like in January or February of the following year. And then I just started doing open mics and getting booked on showcases and yeah. And then as time went on, I got booked on more and more shows and actually, got a few paid gigs here and there and a few private shows. And so, of course, like everybody else, you feel like I'm just gaining momentum, but all of a sudden, the world comes to an end.
Yes.
So that was hard for me at first, but then I realized, like, wow, I'm making the best of my time by spending all this time writing and listening to podcasts and things of that nature. So I'll try to put all that information into the chat after we're done, so people can follow it. And
Yes.
yeah, so I'm like I said, I'm just trying to take control of what I can control, because there's so much that you can't control.
So true. So
Yeah.
true. So you've done comedy at Comic Strip Live with Gladys Simon in the Gladys Simon room, like I have.
Uh-huh.
We
She's great.
We love Gladys. Oh my
Oh,
God.
she is a force of nature. I adore her.
Me
and
too.
and I mean, she would always give me like quick feedback after my set, and even though it was like technically a bringer show, she knew I was from out of town, and so I brought some people, but not as many for the official requirement. But she was really cool about that, and she kept in touch with me afterwards, and so I just reached out to her, having seen you on her Zoom show, because it's been a while since I last spoke to her.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you let me interview you. And you do comedy. You've done it in New York. You've done
Mm-hmm.
it in DC. And what other places have you done comedy, Sandy?
Oh, okay. A lot in Baltimore, like West Virginia, like Charlestown, and different places on Northern Virginia, and then like the at Kazi's and Hampton Roads, or let me see where else. Um, I was in Portland a few years ago. I did a set there.
Portland, Maine.
Portland, Oregon.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, really? Okay. It was a great town. It was a really cool place.
Who'd you do comedy for? I know all those people.
You do. Now it's terrible. It's been a couple years, so I'm trying to remember the name and the venue name. And I am completely drawing a blank because it's been so long.
No problem. If you
But
think
if I
of it,
find, if
yeah.
I think of it, I'll send it to you, because I know I probably have it listed on my website. It was just a bar, and a show in a bar, probably like an open mic. And
Was
yeah,
it on the waterfront?
no. Mm-mm.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I could see you being on Dorothy Geary's show. That's why I was asking.
Mm-hmm. That name doesn't ring a bell, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have to dig around a little bit and try to remember, try to figure it out.
Super. So you got into comedy about 6 years ago,
Mhm.
and you've been on some shows. And what has been something that you were like, wow, I can't believe I got to meet this person or be on the stage or be in the venue at the same time? What's something really exciting that happened to you? And something's got to have happened in 6 years.
Oh yeah, let me think about this. I wasn't on the stage with him, but I did get to meet Donnell Rawlings through my mentor, the Fat Doctor. We got the VIP treatment to show at the Birchmere several years ago, and so that was pretty cool. I've been on at least one show with Tony Woods, and Tony's great. Let me think who else or what else. I've done some shows like with there's a gentleman named Puppet the Psycho Dwarf, and he was a wrestler, and he now has this living room lockdown comedy show, and I was on the first episode of that. I'm going to be sending him more videos, so I've been working with him, and he was in Jackass 3D, so he's a sort of a celebrity in his own right.
Nice.
I was on a show with Dustin Diamond.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yes, I was, and Screech and Saved by the Bell, right?
Yes.
And Willie Tyler. Do you know Willie Tyler? He's goes back a ways. He used to have a semi-regular spot on Laugh-In. He's a ventriloquist and a wonderful singer. He's a great guy. So that was really cool to share the stage with him.
God,
And of course with my mentor, the Fat Doctor. Yeah, he was a legend.
wow. Those are amazing things to have in your, your list of accomplishments. That must feel really good to have that.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's going to be for you after the apocalypse? Because of the apocalypse, you learn new skills, tried new things. How are you going to be a better comic or human being after the apocalypse?
Well, I think I'm probably going to be doing more clean comedy. I mean, because I can do either one, but I really wanted to write more clean material, which is what I've been doing, because it certainly makes you a lot more versatile in terms of where you can be booked. I guess I'll just go back out there and hit the stages. But at the same time, I think I sort of need to balance it out maybe a little bit better, because, for months, maybe even years, I was doing this thing where, I get up at like 4:30 in the morning, go to the gym, then go to my full-time job, then go to, an open mic or bar show or something, and get home like at, 11, 12 o'clock at night and eat dinner and get up 4 hours later. And, that's just, I'm getting a little too old for that. So I have to figure out a way to maybe manage my time a little bit better. But I was getting out there like, like 4, 5, even 6 times a week. And it's still really important to get on stage. You have to get your reps in, but maybe I'll try to be a little bit more selective and, try to, definitely keep to my writing routine.
Nice.
The world opens
Good.
back up.
So when people are watching this, I'm saying if people will watch this, and I don't know about you, but I can't go to comedy if I don't know the comedian. So that's the whole point behind having people come on and opening up your life so people can get to know you, because then they'll want to come and support you in one way or another. So with that in mind, who are you when you're not a comedian? Who are you when you go to what things do you do when you're not being a comic or at your day job? Do you go for long walks at the park and feed the birds? Do you sing songs? Do you visit the elderly? Do you put flowers on graves for holiday? Well, who is Sandy Bernstein behind the mask?
Yeah, well, I mean, before the gyms closed, I was a gym rat, and now I work out at home. So I like, lifting weights and doing cardio. Let me see, what else am I into? I had something in mind and it just like flew right out of my mind. But I do like walking a lot. I mean, in addition to like working out early in the morning, first thing, I will go for a walk every afternoon or early evening. And, that gives me time to sort of process things and think and listen to the birds chirp. Or, I might be rehearsing a new routine or trying to work through something. So I'll wear my earbuds so people don't think I'm insane, or I'll listen to a podcast. But right now it's a lot of comedy. But I do like hanging out with my husband and watching TV and playing with the cat who's being camera shy.
What's your cat's name?
Callie.
Aw.
because she's
Is
a,
it Calico?
yes, yes, she's a, technically she's a diluted calico, and we like to say that she's a diluted calico, you know. But yeah, yeah, she's her own boss. I'll say
Ha.
that much.
Wow. Well, these interviews are kind of short. They're 10 to 15 minutes. And we're at, I need glasses.
Oh yeah, Lacey, I'm putting my glasses on. I was too vain to leave them on during the interview.
I've been online for 32 minutes, so I don't know how much of that we've been just talking. But the sign doesn't want to stay up on the wall, so that's a sign that it's probably time to go, among other things. But now that you are a graduate, you're an honorary graduate of comics spot.
Oh, great. Thank
So,
you.
yeah, that means that when the world opens up and you have something to promote, in addition to what you've said today, I want you to let me know you want 5 minutes to come on. If you have a show going in the DC area or Virginia, anything, because people from all over look at these. So I'd love to have you back to promote anything. Find another class that's really helpful, anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I do have a Zoom show coming up the week after next.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
will you send that information to me too, so I can put it on, please?
Sure. Yes, I'd be happy to. I'm Sandy Bernstein Comedy on Facebook and Instagram, and I also have a website, sandybernsteincomedy.com. So that information is there. There's also, like, you know, shows that are currently streaming where you can catch me, and I have a couple videos on my website as well.
Wonderful. Okay, then that makes it pretty easy to remember. Sandy Bernstein Comedy for the most part, across the board.
Yes, yes. And I can type in that information either in the chat, or I can message you directly, whichever you prefer.
Facebook Messenger would be perfect for me.
Okay.
Thank you. It makes it easy for me. Maybe not for you, but for me.
Oh, no, it's fine. I just do it right here on my computer. So that's great.
It's lovely meeting you. My best to you. I hope that your career keeps taking. My career's real. I don't know if you're aware of it, Sandy, but my career's really been taking off, mostly at Vegas bus stops.
Oh, wait. I mean, how is Vegas as a comedy town?
It's amazing. In Portland, Oregon, I personally felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb because I was older. And I didn't wear blue hair, and I didn't wear Birkenstocks, or I was a woman that was interested in men, which is odd in Portland, and no judgment, except for you don't get booked on LGBTQ shows if you're not.
True.
And that's a lot of it there. So
yeah, there's a lot of ageism in comedy, unfortunately. Yes. You know, I'm finding that more than sexism, although there's plenty of that too. But you know, at least I'm at I'm at an age where I'm not getting hit on. If I am, I'm just too stupid to know.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I you know, like us women, I think we need to come up with our own things. You know, if we're not getting booked for one reason or another, just make stuff happen. And bring other people up with you, you know.
Yeah. I recently did a show like OK Boomer Corral. It was like a Zoom show, and we were all over the age of 40. So that was fun.
Yeah, that makes it fun. It doesn't need to be comedy isn't just for the young people, and there's a way to do comedy material, and the young and the older people will get what you're talking about if you put it out there in the right way. Both sides will understand what you're saying. It's a challenge, but
yeah,
that's true. You don't have to just say stuff that older people will get or younger. We can all get along.
Yes, and funny is funny, you know, and everybody has a mother or a cool aunt. So.
Yes. Well, you took that, so I can't use that now.
Oh.
I'm kidding you. I wouldn't even think of it.
I'm probably not the first one, but I Googled it once and nothing came up in the realm of comedy. So
I love it. It's very catchy. Very catchy.
Thank you.
Okay, so be sure to send me all that stuff. And in a couple days, the pro version will come out. And for now, it just looks like a video.
Okay, well that's fine. Like I said, I really appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on, Sandy. It's been a delight to get to meet you.
Yes, yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Okay, take care.
Bye, guys. Sandy Bernstein, comedy across most of the platforms, except the ones that are in her shoe closet. Those platforms don't say, you don't have your own shoe line, do you, Sandy?
No.
Yeah, just across the platforms on the internet. Thank you, Sandy Bernstein.
All right, thank you.
Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot.